It's PMAC Movies back for another PMAC Movies haul video. Back in the movie room, baby, for some more PMAC movies. I feel like it's been an eternity since I made one of these videos. I guess it looked like I did a Vinegar Syndrome video a couple weeks ago, and then like a month ago I made a haul video. This is kind of a time of the year where there's not really that many deals, from my experience, but I do have some stuff, certainly. And, you know, this is from a few weeks. Some of this stuff might have been things that I've shown off already. I'm not totally sure. One of those things would be this Cushing Curiosities collection. I've had this for quite a while now, so I probably already showed this one. But it's a nice box set. I was able to get it for a good price from deep discount. Yeah, I think it was from deep discount. And I usually I'm pretty good about remembering how much I paid for stuff, but it's escaping me how much I paid for this. Did watch some of the Sherlock Holmes from this, and the picture quality, you know, the film elements of they have of it are obviously very, very poor because it's like maybe VHS quality, I would say. So if you're getting this, just keep that in mind. I haven't watched the other ones yet, but like I watched maybe the first couple episodes of the Sherlock Holmes, and it's pretty shoddy. It's pretty shoddy. Charmy actually still wanted to watch it, so I guess it's good enough, because she wasn't like, no, I can't watch that, it looks too horrible. Just got to turn on the Layla cam outside to check how she's doing out in the backyard. We're going to have to take a look out because I don't even see her on the back camera. We're going to have to throw the glasses on. This is an early break, and PMAC doesn't do cuts. No, she's fine. She's just in the area where the camera doesn't hit over there. So I did get another one from deep discount. I got this Inside the Mind of Coffin Joe set, which I think is a really good value. Amazon has this for $69.99 right now. It came packaged in what appeared to be maybe a box that they have all these in, because it had like kind of a thing around it, like it was nicely boxed and it kept it pretty well protected. So 6 discs. There are 6 cases inside of here. Let's take. I try to keep the plastic on it to a certain degree. As far as how the box is, it's kind of like how Vinegar Syndrome usually does their boxes. So it's like this. It's got, you know, the 6 cases, and then it's got a book, and I think a poster's in there. This is the limited edition version. They'll probably have a slimmed down version, I suspect, after this. That's how Arrow usually does these box sets. And one of the movies, I believe disc 3, The Awakening of the Beast, that particular movie, they only included subtitles for like a half hour of the movie for like a feature-length, full-length movie. Whoopsie, that's not a big mistake, is it? Oh, you don't know anything that's being said in the movie? But they're doing a replacement program, so we'll see how the replacement program goes. But pretty good value for how many movies you get in here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, it looks like. So pretty darn good set. Right now, I ended up getting that for less than $70, and then tax brought it up a little bit over $70 through deep discount. They had a 15% off code, and it was a little bit over $70, but now you can get it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble for $69.99. So if you want it, probably want to beer yourself, because it is a limited edition. It's not going to get much cheaper than that, if at all. This is one where, so I like this show, this next one. I like this series. I watched it years ago. Probably had some of the DVDs probably at my parents' house still. I like the show. I definitely wanted the set. I didn't want it for that much money. So I bought a used acceptable copy for like $76. just before I made this video, right before this, I was looking at Blu-ray.com and saw, it has the Amazon prices up top. And a brand new one is $78 for this. Brand new. Brand spanking new. So I'm kind of like, shit. But there was... So let's take a look at it first. It is Psych, the complete series here. The complete series Blu-ray. This was over $90 new when I got it. It was almost $100. So I figured, I can grab this acceptable one. If it's in just horrible condition, I can return it. It said has like a large scratch on disc. It didn't say discs. It didn't say anything was broken. So I figured it was going to be worse than that. And it certainly was. First of all, I believe there was 3 or 4 discs that had long, light scratches. They're weird scratches. I don't know that I've ever seen scratches like that. I don't expect them to affect playback. They don't go into the disc at all. They're just really long and really light. So they were kind of weird. Probably the main issue to me was Season 8. It is smashed up pretty good and the paper ripped. So the plastic and the paper ripped there, and the case is badly cracked in the corner. Something happened to the corner of this because the movie set, also like the paper's torn, and it got damaged there. So they ended up giving me about $25 courtesy credit. So I figured out that I ended up paying $57 after tax for this, which even with the damage I thought was very solid. I mean, the DVD set has been only a little bit less than that price. So $57 after tax, still pretty good. The thing is, if you get a new set too, Amazon Warehouse sent that in a box. Amazon Warehouse, they sell the used things on Amazon. They sent in a box. So the damage that was there was probably all the damage. It was like, the previous damage. Now, if you buy a new copy, they're almost certainly going to send it in a bubble mailer. So it's almost certainly going to have damage also. Would it be as bad as this? I would definitely take my chances with a new copy if it were the same price. But when we're talking being able to get, it was $2 cheaper, right? First of all, because it's $78 now. So it was a little bit less than $2 cheaper. And then I got the $25 off. Or the $25 courtesy credit. So I'm fine with it, and I suspect that all the discs will work fine. And even if they don't, I could probably reach out to Universal, and I suspect they'd be able to help me out. But Psych, really good, fun show. As far as the show, I've seen probably a few seasons of it. It's a detective show, but it has its unique aspects to it. It's almost like a sitcom-y type detective show. It's a comedy. I believe the episodes are like full, 41, 42-minute episodes. But it's kind of like sitcom-y. It's kind of light. So if you want something light, like after work to relax, I think it's a nice thing to be able to pop in. It's funny. It's light. It's got the mystery aspect to it. And then the main character is also like, he's basically like a Sherlock Holmes, but he pretends that he's like a psychic, like he's getting psychic. He has a psychic ability, but it's actually he's just like really like he knows everything that's going on around him. He has a photographic memory, and he picks up all the clues and then he puts it together so it looks like he's a psychic, but it's actually not. So that's a good one. I did get this one I've had for a while, so this is another one where I probably showed it. It is the Expanse, the complete series. I paid a little bit more for this, again, similar to Psych. I believe I got this for $60, and it is now $55. I think I got a little bit off. I can't remember if I had some sort of credit card coupon. I can't remember. I think I ended up with this for I think I got some discounts that made it like $40. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's right. I'm going to set that off to the side here. All right, up next. So that's all the box sets that I've gotten recently, I think. I did get a new release. This was one from Target that I pre-ordered probably months ago. It is Thanksgiving here on Blu-ray digital combo pack. Starring, actually has some people that you will recognize. Patrick Dempsey's in this. Nell Verloc. Nell Verloc I like. She's actually a pretty good, pretty likable actress, I would say. She was in that John Stamos girls high school basketball show on Disney Plus, which PMAC actually enjoyed quite a bit. She was in that, and she's pretty good. I think, like I said, I think she's a pretty likable actress, I guess you could say, as far as how she presents herself in the movie. And then there's a few other people in this you'll recognize. Gina Gershon. And I really enjoyed this one. I actually just watched it this morning. I had a fun time with it. Really good modern slasher, in my opinion. Eli Roth directed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 slip covers. That's all these people who collect movies and they're just doing star ratings. And you heard it here first. PMAC Movies, the first one. So if anybody does this, you got to give PMAC Movies credit. You're stealing from PMAC Movies. I'm the first one. We do ratings out of slipcovers, not stars, not 4 out of 5 stars. It's 4 out of 5 slipcovers because most movie collectors are obsessed with these sons of bitches. But I got this from Target. It was some deal. I was able to combine deals or something. I got it for like $17 on day one pre-order. So, good movie. I really enjoyed it. If you like slashers, I think this is one. I wouldn't pay over $20 for it, but the code's at its highest value, and you could probably get $10 for the digital code. So if I paid $17, get 10. But that sort of thing. But Thanksgiving, really good slasher movie, modern slasher movie. Did feel like a throwback. Very enjoyable movie. So really, really happy with that one. I enjoyed watching it this morning. Unfortunately, it's the only movie I've watched so far today. We'll see if I can get any more in. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's see. So I do have Layla out there. I got to keep checking on her just to make sure because she's on like a leash and you never know what's going to happen. Looks like she's just laying out there in the lawn now. She's probably pretty pooped out because she's been outside like all day so far. She seems pretty content out there. So, all right. So we have a bunch of Eureka Asian movies to show off. I'll save those for last. I did get a movie that I wasn't ever really too excited to watch my Blu-ray of this, but I decided I would get this 4K Arrow box set, and I'm really glad I did. It is The Warriors, the 2-disc 4K Arrow video box. You take this slip off it, which is a little bit damaged because I ordered this from Amazon, so of course. But then you got this nice, thick box underneath. And I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed this movie. I really, really liked it. I watched this probably a couple weekends ago. I think I read that the theatrical cut was the one to watch. I'm like spitting now. So excited. I'm spitting all over the place. But I really enjoyed this one. I don't know that I have any particular things to say about it. I think it, to me, what stood out was it had a lot of at least from my perspective and the way I look at it, it had metaphors for things that happen in society. So this isn't a big, first of all, this movie's been out since the 70s, right? The 70s. So I'm going to talk about something that happens in the beginning of the movie, and I guess it would be considered a spoiler, but I mean, you've had quite a long time to be able to watch that movie if you haven't watched it yet. I don't think it's it happened, like I said, it happens pretty early in the movie. It's basically the whole gist of the movie starting from this. So there's all these gangs meet to listen to this guy. He's that these gangs really respect this speaker. and he's speaking to all these different gangs that have come to congregate at this location. And one of the, like, this asshole guy, like an asshole gang, kills him. And then he blames it right there. He's like, the Warriors did it! The Warriors did it! And everybody believes it. And all the gang, and you know, the big shots are, we gotta get, you know, they put out a, what do you want to call it, a hit or whatever. They put out whatever, like, we're after the Warriors to kill that gang because they're the ones who did it. Just because the people who did it were yelling out that they did it, which psychologically, that's like how a lot of things work. if you point the finger, you do something wrong and you point the finger, a lot of times sorts of things you can get away with it. And you know, that's really what the big G does about a lot of things. They're the ones, that entity is who creates the problem. And then, oh, we're going to blame this, and this, and this, and this. And then everybody's pissed off about it. Like a lot of problems really in the inner city, you know, poverty, drug abuse, and crime. And, you know, that stuff starts at the top. And then you blame all those poor pieces of crap in the inner city. Well, they're just at the bottom of the structure. They have very little options in the reality of things. But so just taking a look at it from that perspective, I really saw like the metaphor in it, whether they meant it to be there or not. But I found that to be pretty amusing. I did buy this. This is another one I think I've had for a while. So maybe I already did show this, but I'll show it again. It is Clive Barker's Underworld. Love some Clive Barker. Directed by George Pavlov. I watched this. I got this from Walmart, actually, and they got it to me in pretty good condition. They use Alliance, which uses, you know, not the greatest packaging, but it was fine. It's, you know, the slipcovers got a little, actually, I think I did get a little bit back because the slipcover corners are pretty shoddy, but I got it for like $17, which was a solid price for a 4K, and it was like brand new. And then like a little bit after I ordered it, the price went back up. So glad to be able to get this. I mean, it's cool looking. It's definitely cool looking from the outside. As far as the movie, I thought it started off really solid. It got me into it. It's like a detective and mutants. He's kind of investigating what's going on with these mutants and things like that. It kind of lost my interest probably somewhere in the middle of the movie, so it might be one that I need to watch again. Like I said, I think it started off pretty solid, and it's one that's pretty interesting, pretty unique. I liked it to a certain degree, but like I said, it kind of lost my interest there, so it wasn't like a, you know, I think I probably gave it 3 slipcovers out of 5. Yeah, that's right, 3 slipcovers out of 5 on PMAC Movies. Don't you be stealing my shit unless you give me credit. Don't you be stealing my slipcover rating system. You sons of bitches. I know people are going to do it, and they're not going to give PMAC Movies credit. Happens all the time. This is another, maybe I showed this one off too. I've had it for a little while. I got Terrifier 2 on 4K. Probably not really a movie that I'd like that much, but you know, I've heard a lot, like, I keep hearing about the Terrifier movies, like, they're pretty popular, so I kind of wanted to get them. I got the first one on Blu-ray, fairly affordable, maybe $9, and then I got this one for $12. I did see that this one on Blu-ray was $9. I probably would have went with that, but I had already purchased the 4K, and I'm not going to, like, return it for, like, $3. I mean, it is probably worth having the 4K for $3, but, and 4K doesn't really matter to me. That's the bottom line. We got a Joe Masiello donation, which if you enjoy PMAC Movies and the work I put into these videos, at this point, Joe Masiello, I haven't gotten a donation from anyone else in years. But Joe Masiello keeps the good stuff coming. He is the man. He's keeping PMAC Movies alive, baby. It is the Best Buy exclusive, one of the Best Buy exclusive Wakanda Forever 4K Blu-ray digital code steelbooks. A movie that I wasn't a huge fan of, but definitely wanted it for the right price. I would have purchased it myself, but the Best Buy, I'm not going to drive 50 minutes out to the Best Buy that had it for, 45 minutes. The closest Best Buy to me is probably 45 minutes, maybe 50, 45, 50 minutes. In the wintertime, more than 45. During the summer, 45. But if, the conditions are not great, you'd be going slower than that. You wouldn't be getting there in 45. But glad to be able to get this one. There was also this one, which was my preferred choice. But, I mean, packaging isn't a huge deal to me. But, I did like this, and I think that, this usually there's little dents and stuff in slipcovers. I think this one was pretty darn good. I don't remember seeing any issues with it. So, Joe Masiello, you the man, leave Joe a comment, because he's really, he's somebody who keeps PMAC movies alive and kicking, because, why am I putting the time and effort into doing this if I'm really not receiving a whole lot? I mean, that's just the reality of it. And there's been other people who've donated over the years, but not recently. I don't make any money from this channel at this point. I mean, years ago I made a little bit, very, very little, but and then I'd get more donations, but I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened, but PMAC, part of it's me not making videos as much anymore, but part of me not making videos as much anymore is due to minimal interest, I guess you'd say. Minimal interest, unfortunately. We got some Goodwill ones. I got this Sony Pictures Classics Russian movie, Leviathan here. Don't know a ton about it. Looked pretty interesting. Interesting Russian movie. $3.99. They upped their Blu-ray prices to $3.99. I also got The Nun here on 4K Blu-ray combo. Is it a movie I really needed? Probably not. It was $3.99 for the combo. I believe the discs were fine. I do really like the girl that's in this. Thaisa Farmiga. She's one of my favorite actresses, so I was glad to be able to, see her in this. The movie was okay. It wasn't horrible. Wasn't anything great. But I did decide to go ahead and grab that, and then I can, get rid of my Blu-ray. And then I got this, I like Looney Tunes. I don't necessarily tend to buy these very much, but it dropped down to like $6.99. They're practically giving away this Warner Archive release. It is about 2.5 hours worth of Looney Tunes, 142 minutes. It is called Looney Tunes Collector's Choice Volume 1 here from Warner Archive. So I got that for very, very affordably. I'm going to check Layla, and then we are going to do the Eureka stack. Eureka Asian movies. She's just out there looking around still, which is pretty much what she mostly does. But usually she wants to come in after a little bit. She'll come over, towards the house and be barking and stuff. She hasn't done that today. She's been pretty content out there, just hanging out, looking around. So I guess Eureka is going to actually have releases in the U.S. here starting soon through MVD Entertainment Group. So that'll be interesting. I mean, maybe all these will have... Some of them already do have Region A, but, I'd prefer to have the Region A releases, but it depends on price and things like that. Price, quality. I do have 2 region-free Blu-rays, but of course, Blu-ray players, but, Region A Blu-ray players here you're going to be able to find them, even years and years down the road. It's going to be harder and more expensive to get a region-free player, and they're not, the ones I have aren't going to last forever. So, it's preferred to get something that's region A or region-free as far as Blu-rays. So this is one that does have a U.S. release, but first of all, I think it was over $20 when I looked it up. If it wasn't over $20, it was pretty close. Now, I paid, with this sale, they were on sale, a little bit less than $14 for each one. So are they giving them away? No. But pretty solid. A little bit less than $14 for each one. This one, I believe it was over $20. Plus, when you're buying from Scratch Factory, it's highly probable you're going to get scratches on your discs. It's pretty likely. I don't think any of these had anything. So this one is Zoo. I think it's Zoo Warriors from the Magic Mountain. Zoo Warriors from the Magic Mountain. When was this movie put out? It doesn't even say, I mean, it says 2010. I thought this was an older movie than that. I could be wrong, though. I mean, 2010 might be right. I thought this was like maybe an 80s one. But copyright 2019 from Eureka. It does have a 2010 Fortune Star Media Limited. Oh, 1983. There it is. I found it. 1983. I thought it was from the 80s. So, Zoo Warriors from the Magic Mountain. Pretty cool. I did watch a couple of these. Mr. Vampire here is one that I watched. This is from 1985. I also watched Magic Cop, which is also considered like to be kind of in the Mr. Vampire vein. I liked Magic Cop more, actually, than Mr. Vampire. This one didn't totally hold my interest. It's considered a very solid movie, but just, you know, personal preference. 1985, it was fine, but nothing great. So Mr. Vampire. And I also watched, which is very highly regarded, but again, I didn't find it to be that great, honestly. Duel to the Death here on Blu-ray, which does not have a US release. I don't believe Mr. Vampire does either. Which is why I you know, Eureka is probably going to put these out over here, and then PMAC is going to get screwed again. Oh, we're going to give them for $10 and a Region A with slipcovers. Nah, they're going to be, at least when they first come out, it's going to be a while before you can get these affordable here in the U.S. if they do come out with Region A copies. I probably gave both of these movies 3 slipcovers out of 5. As far as the rating scale, 3 slipcovers out of 5. Then we got Skinny Tiger and Fatty Dragon. A bunch of these are Sammo Hung movies. There's that one. There's another kind of, you know, like the Mr. Vampire type of thing. Encounter of the Spooky Kind, directed and starring Sammo Hung. This one's from 1980, and this one's from 1990. Another in that vein, Sammo Hung, The Dead and the Deadly, from 1982. 99 minutes. And I don't think any of those last few have a US Blu-ray, nor does Dreadnought, I think, starring Yuan Bio Longkaryan. Dreadnought. Not even sure. This one looked sounded pretty good, actually. I don't recall what it's about, but it is from 1981. It is 95 minutes, and it's a beer me, baby. You got a beer. This one, this is the only one that had any close to damage. It looks, you know, you can see that the artwork got kind of messed up, almost like it got wet sort of thing, but I don't know, it's kind of weird. None of the other ones had that. So it's Odd Couple here. Sammo Hung is in this one too. 1979, 96 minutes. Odd Couple, Beer Me. And then this one's getting a 4K, but PMAC don't need the 4K for many, many times the price. For less than $14, I was pretty happy with this. 2-pack, Jackie Chan's Project A and Project A Part 2 here. This is a 2-disc set. The movies are both 106 minutes, and they're from 1983 and 1987. Disc 1, Disc 2. So to be able to get this for less than $14, I thought was pretty solid. I think, you know, it says 1080p presentation of both films sourced from 2K restorations. It sounded like the restoration, like the picture quality on these is solid. I do not need to pay, what is the 4K going to be for this? $50? Something like that. I'll take this for less, like $13.80 or whatever I paid for it. And that's, you know, I'm including everything. That's how much this cost. I bet the Criterion or whatever is putting this out will be like $50 on sale plus tax. So you know, ended up paying like $54 for it. Just get the Blu-ray. It's gonna be solid, and I'm gonna be happy with that. And I'm gonna throw these back over here because that's where they need to go here on PMAG Movies. They need to find their place. For a half hour here. Let me know your thoughts on anything that old PMAX snagged up here today and showed off here today. You know, the more feedback I get, you know, the more people that reach out and appreciate the videos, the more it motivates me to make videos. I haven't made reviews videos in ages because why take the time to do it? I know there's people out there who enjoy them. I have plenty of movies. I do Letterboxd. What is my name on Letterboxd? I don't, what is my name on Letterboxd, you may ask? It is just PMAC Movies is my name on Letterboxd. And we do, I mean, I have to do stars on there, but when you look at the stars, think that's a slipcover. PMAC rates by slipcovers. Taps was one recently that I really enjoyed. I gave that 4 slipcovers out of 5. Magic Cop, I said, was very solid. I gave it 3.5 slipcovers. You got to tear your slipcover in half. That's hearsay. Hearsay. I don't know. The Warriors, I gave a 4 slipcover out of 5. Disturbing Behavior, another movie that I really enjoyed, 4 slipcovers out of 5. I haven't really watched that many movies. Mission Impossible 3 I liked a lot. 4 slipcovers. Going way back to early December, we had Violent Night. Great movie. Gave that 4.5 slipcovers out of 5. Absolutely fantastic. Carlito's Way. Love that movie. Way better than I remember. I watched it, I don't know, 15 years ago. Thought it was okay. Nothing great. I gave that 4.5 slipcovers. Really good one. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, Part 1. Did they take the Part 1 off of that, I heard? Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, 4.5 slipcovers out of 5. So those were some real standouts there. I love that Mission Impossible movie. Best Mission Impossible movie in old PMAC's opinion. What do you have to say about that? What do you think about that? Leave me some comments. Leave me some feedback. We'll see you next time on PMAC Movies, baby.